Coming up next, boys high school basketball on your sports leader in Lorain, WLCS TV 20.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we are going to begin our senior night festivities as we are going to recognize our Lorain High Titans for the class of 2020. First off, representing the Lorain High cheerleaders, we have Shasha Jenkins, being escorted by mother Carla, brother Ray Sean. Shasha's favorite teachers are, all of them are her favorite teachers, she says, with her favorite school subject being math. Her most memorable sports moment, all the laughs and jokes that were made during the whole season. Her biggest influences are my mother and God, as far as influencing her life in a positive way. And her future goals are to become a registered nurse. Her advice to the younger Titan cheerleaders: cheerleading may seem difficult, but if you keep working hard and never give up, you'll truly love it. Once you become a Titan cheerleader, you end up with an amazing cheer family who supports you through whatever comes your way. Shasha Jenkins. Next, let's meet the senior Lorain High Titans basketball players. Next up, Deontay Benejan. He will be escorted by Father Samuel, Mother Yvonne, Sister Yvonne Williams, Cousin Darrell Smalls, Aunt Annie Fuentes, and nieces MJ and Callie. Deontay's favorite school subject is English. His most memorable sports moment, winning the LEL title against Cleveland Heights. His biggest influences are his parents, with his future goals being to go to college to study athletic training. His advice to the younger Titan players: don't let anyone tell you you're not good enough, and go for your goals no matter what. Deontay Benejan. Next up, senior Jordan Jackson. Jordan will be escorted by mother Janice Jackson, brother Malik McCall, Aunt Jasky Lewis, Aunt Jazz Rogers. Favorite teacher is Mrs. Maddie, with his favorite subject in school being math, and his most memorable sports moment playing in the state Final Four in Columbus. His biggest influences are his mom and Aaron Whitehead Sr. Future goals for Jordan are to go to Urbana University and play both basketball and football, major in education, and minor in sports management. His advice to the younger Titan players: always go your hardest and never take anything for granted, because this time will be here. Ladies and gentlemen, Jordan Jackson. And our final senior of the evening is Aaron Whitehead. Aaron will be escorted by mother Lisa Cheers, father Aaron Whitehead, sisters Lisa Cheers, Ariana Whitehead, Lee Cheers, Mylin Jackson, along with brothers Amir Whitehead, Adonis Edwards, Azani Whitehead, and his favorite teacher in school is Mrs. Maddie. His favorite school subject is math. And Aaron's most memorable sports moment, his buzzer beater half-court shot in overtime just a few weeks ago versus Cleveland Central Catholic. Aaron's biggest influences include his mother, his father, and LeBron James. His future goals being someone people look up to and helping the less fortunate. And his advice to younger players: play like it is your last time ever picking up a basketball and be forever grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, senior Aaron Whitehead. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a round of applause for our Lorain High seniors in the class of 2020.
Sergeant Michelle Garcia served meritoriously in Iraq and has the medals to prove it. Soon after leaving the Navy, Lieutenant Chris Scott found a job, a home, and started a family of his own. Corpsman Richard Stokely took the skills he learned in Vietnam and put them to good use as a paramedic. But soon after leaving the military, each of these veterans fell on hard times and faced homelessness. Even after Michelle lost all her savings, even after Chris wasn't able to pay his mortgage, And even after Richard battled alcoholism for years, they each reached out for help when they needed it most. A simple phone call put them in touch with a trained professional from the Department of Veterans Affairs. That call got Michelle a place to stay until she could afford one of her own, put Chris in touch with employment assistance, and found Richard a substance abuse program. These veterans are success stories not only for how they were able to help others while serving their country, but for how they were able to let others help them. If you know of or are a veteran in need, make the call.
Wrapping up the Edward Jones pregame show and getting ready for the opening tip here tonight at Lorain High School as the Avon Eagles are in town to take on the Titans on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup. Andy Bolbarch, Jared Kozar with you, and Steve Bailey back in studio control. Time to take a look at our starting lineups, brought to you by Mike Bass Ford. Visit them at I-90 and Detroit Road, where you can get a great deal and a great deal more at Mike Bass Ford. Let's take a look at the starting five for Avon. They're led by head coach Kevin Sapara. 6-foot junior guard number 3, Nico Pappas. Number 12, the only senior in the starting lineup, 6-foot 2-inch guard Cole Warren. Number 14, junior guard Dominic Reaney. Number 22, a 6-foot junior guard Mike Matlack. And the only big in the lineup for Coach Kevin Sapara tonight is number 32, a 6-foot 4-inch junior forward Colin Ladegaard. Taking a look now at the starting lineup for the Lorain Titans tonight. They're led by head coach John Rossitano, a 5-foot 10-inch senior guard number 0 Aaron Whitehead, 6-foot 5-inch swing senior number 1 Jordan Jackson, 6'1" junior guard Devontae Jackson, 6-foot 1-inch senior, a swing man number 5 Deontay Benajan, and 6-foot 3-inch junior guard number 24 Seth Wilson. The starting lineups tonight brought to you by Mike Bass Ford. Visit them at I-90 and Detroit Road, where you can get a great deal and a great deal more. That's Mike Bass Ford. Don't forget, not only are we on AM 930 WEOL and 100.3 FM tonight, we're also on Lorain Schools TV 20 with our man Joe Bach. That's B-O-C-K. Always a pleasure to have Joe simulcasting our broadcast here tonight. Over 1 million views on that Lorain Schools TV 20 YouTube channel. How about that?
He's at closer to 1.7, 1.8 million views right now. So, yeah, Joe Bach picking them up and setting them down here from Lorain High School.
Time for our opening tip-off, brought to you by Westland Heating and Air Conditioning, family-owned and operated for over 35 years. Avon will win the opening tip. They'll go from our left to our right. Ill-advised pass sent out of bounds down to our right. It was sent by Dominic Reaney in the direction of Mike Matlack, but there was nobody home, so Avon turns it over on their opening possession of the game. Again, the opening tip brought to you by Westland Heating and Air Conditioning, family owned and operated for over 35 years. Lorain on the handle, going from our right to our left. It's controlled by Devontae Jackson. He passes left side to Jordan Jackson. Lets it go behind him to Whitehead. Works his way into the lane, scoops and scores. Aaron Whitehead able to sift his way through that Avon defense for the first 2 points of the night. Avon having a hard time getting it across the center line. They do get it across, though. Bounce pass underneath the basket to Ladegard. His pass back to the top, stolen away by Whitehead. Whitehead drives to the other end, left-handed layup, goes in off the glass for the easy 2. He's got 4 quick points, and as soon as the inbounds pass was sent in, Avon whistled for a travel, so they turn it over for a second time tonight. Well, this Lorain defense getting after it early on. Jordan Jackson, the trigger man, he sends the inbounds pass to Aaron Whitehead. He's up top, passes left side to Seth Wilson. Wilson got rid of it quickly to Jordan Jackson. Jackson up top to Whitehead. Fumbled the pass, but he got it right back to Deontay Benajan, right side, right in front of that Avon bench. Aaron Whitehead triggers a 3 from the left side. Yes, sir! Aaron Whitehead having all the fun so far tonight. A 7-0 run early on for the Reign, with all 7 points coming from Whitehead, the 5'10" senior guard. And Avon takes time. Wow, the action fast and furious here tonight.
Well, when you look at it out there, Avon's got 3 turnovers. Aaron Whitehead has 3 buckets, one of those a 3-pointer. So 3 seems to be the magic number so far here in Titantown this evening. Good timeout for Kevin Sabara, because what can you do there except call a 30 and say, hey, everything's worked out about as bad as it possibly could. Let's get back on track here and see what can happen.
Coming out of the timeout, Avon will have the ball. It'll be Dominic Reaney on the inbounds pass. He sends it ahead. It's controlled by Matlick. Matlick sends it down the floor to Cole Warren. Warren back up top. 3 ball on the way from Broadbent. That's no good. Rebound hauled in by Jordan Jackson. Jackson lobs it down the floor to a wide open Devontae Jackson, and he lays it in. And now we've got a whistle, and we have a foul. This one's going on Lorain. That's on Seth Wilson. Inbounds pass quickly sent in to Warren. Warren sends it down the floor to Broadbent. Broadbent spots up for a 3 right side, way off the mark. Wilson had the rebound, then lost it. Pass sent underneath the hoop to Nico Pappas. His layup does not go. Wilson the rebound down the floor to Aaron Whitehead. Left side of the forecourt, passes into the left corner. Here comes a 3 from Benajan. He fills it up. Deontay Benajan knocks one down from downtown. 12-0, Lorain leading Avon. Cole Warren lost the handle on the other end of the floor. We've got a whistle, and we've got a tie-up with the possession arrow favoring Lorain. However, I believe a foul was called on that, and they called the foul on Avon's number 12, Cole Warren. Lorain up 12-0 in this one. Just a couple of minutes gone in the opening stanza. Whitehead with a pump fake to his left, passes right side to Benajan. Benajan passes to his left, almost too hot to handle, but Jordan Jackson was able to hang on to it. Guarded very closely before handing it off to Whitehead. Right side to Wilson. Seth Wilson looking, passes underneath the basket, knocked out of bounds. It was Mike Matlick who redirected it, so Lorain will keep it. Whitehead will send it in left of the basket. Looks, lobs up, gets it to Jackson. The pass right side to Whitehead. 3 ball on the way, no good. Rebound hauled in by Broadbent. Broadbent quickly gets rid of it. Dominic Reaney had it before giving it back up. Pass goes left side of Matlick, driving along left baseline, lays it up, no good. Rebound collected by Jordan Jackson. And the ball was poked out of his hands going out of bounds, so it stays with Lorain. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left on this first quarter clock. 12-0 Lorain with the lead. Wilson has it right side, dribbling along the baseline. The pass goes up top to Jackson for 3. He hit it. Jordan Jackson with Lorain's third trifecta of the quarter. 15-0. Lorain with the lead, and the Eagles take time. We'll take this 30-second timeout as well here on our Center for Orthopedics Cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL 100.3 FM and Jared online
at WEOL.com.
Stop texting and driving. If not for you, for me.
Coming out of that Avon timeout, Eagles in desperate need of a bucket, down 15-0. 3 minutes gone here in the opening stanza. Inbounds pass sent in. Matlick in control, dribbles once, having trouble with this Lorain pressure. Gets it to his left to Nico Pappas. He sends it down the floor to Broadbent. Broadbent passes left side. It ends up back up top of the hands of Nico Pappas. Pappas driving into the lane, lays it up, no good. That one rolled off the back iron. He was able to steal it away quickly from Jordan Jackson and then put it in. Nico Pappas the steal and the score to get Avon on the board. 15-2, Lorain with the big advantage. On the end of the floor now, Lorain with it. Devontae Jackson to Whitehead up top. Whitehead dribbling to his left, works around a screen, left of the lane, bounce pass along the baseline. Back up top to Wilson. Wilson driving in, right of the lane, lays it up and in. Seth Wilson with his first 2 points of the game. 17-2, Lorain up by 15. Mike Matlick on the dribble, sends it down the floor to Broadbent. Broadbent dribbles, gets rid of it, back up top to Matlick. Matlick guarded by Wilson. He'll pull it back now. Lost the handle on the ball, stolen away by Wilson. Wilson driving down to the other end, and he's held by Mike Matlick. He grabbed a hold of his jersey and just didn't want to let him go. He will be whistled for the very obvious foul.
And there are worse defensive strategies to go with and employ against Seth Wilson, because that was sort of an off to the races type possession there, where Matt knew that there was just nothing else to do except grab on and hang on, go along for the ride, see what happens.
Jameer Billings into the game for Lorain. Pass lobbed into Whitehead. Spots up for a three from the top. That draws the back iron. No good. And that goes out of bounds near the right corner. Billings was battling for the rebound with Brody Sheaves. So it's Avon ball. Javon Manning checking into the game now for Lorain. Sheaves will be the trigger man for the Eagles. He sends it down the floor to Matlick. Matlick passes to his right. That hits off the hands of Dominic Reaney, and it goes out of bounds and right back to the Titans. 17-2 Lorain. 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Aaron Whitehead will walk it across the center line. Passes to his right to Manning. Manning to Wilson. Wilson passes left side to Deontay Benajam. Back to Jameer Billings to Whitehead. Whitehead to Wilson up top. It ends up back in the hands of Whitehead between the circles. Has a screen to his right, dribbles to his left around another pick. Works his way into the lane. Passes underneath the basket to a wide open Manning, and he drops in the bail off out the window. First 2 points of the game for Manning and a nice assist. Matlick on the other end of the floor collided with the defender, and we've got a whistle and a foul. And this is going on Aaron Whitehead. That's his first. 19-2, Lorain up with 3:01 to play in the first. Inbounds pass sent in along the left baseline to Nico Pappas. Lays it up and in, and let that shot go right over his head. On the run of the floor, Wilson drives into the lane, spins to his right, and he was fouled. Foul is called on Cole Warren. That's his second. And this will send Seth Wilson to the free throw line. Wilson, about 6 inches behind the charity stripe. He unloads the first one, and it goes in. And we've got a whistle, we've got a horn here, I believe a substitution, or maybe not. As it looks like Jordan Jackson's going to come in for Wilson, who is the shooter in this situation. Wilson spins it back. He shoots, and he hits the back iron, no good. Warren gets the rebound, sends it down the floor to Nico Pappas. Pappas right side of the forecourt. Passes right side back up top to Warren. Pappas works around a screen up top. Passes left side to Matlick, driving along the baseline, drew some contact and a foul. Jameer Billings was in the area, and that's who the foul is on.
Billings is the defensive stopper on this Titans unit, and he's more than just a great defender. He's developed quite the outside shot too, Bull, but in this case right now, he only knows one way to play defense, and it's in your hip pocket.
Ball inbounds, right corner three from Reaney. He hit it. Dominic Reaney hits the first trifecta of the game for Avon. They're down 20-7 with 2:25 to go in the first. Deontay Benajan up top to Jordan Jackson. Spots up for a three. He fills it up. Jackson with his second three-pointer of the game. 23-7, Avon down 16 to Lorain. Ball stolen away by Jordan Jackson. Jackson passes left side to Billings. Billings up top to Deontay Benajan. Benajan drives into the lane, lays it up, no good. Rebounded by Jameer Billings. Billings into the right corner for Benajan. A corner three, he hit it. Deontay Benajan's second three ball of the night. On the other end, Matlick, a left corner three on the way for the answer. You betcha. Mike Matlick's first basket of the night. Ball knocked away on the other end of the floor from Devontae Jackson. It was knocked out of his hands by Nico Pappas. Although the officials are saying that Lorain, the last ones to touch it. So the ball will stay with Avon. Mike Matlick guarded by Billings. He'll walk it across the center line. Cut off by Billings. Tried to get rid of it. The ball was knocked out of bounds right over his head and past that Lorain bench. 26-10 Lorain. Just under 90 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play. Reaney's inbounds pass goes to Pappas on the right wing. Up top to Sheaves. Three ball on the way. No good. Rebounded by Billings. Billings will pass to Wilson. Wilson takes it down the floor. Passes it right behind him to Benajan. Benajan to Jordan Jackson. A deep three from the top. Draws the back iron. Rebounded by Mike Matlick. Matlick sends it down the floor. Gets it into the hands of Lattigard. Lattigard passes right corner for Shreves. Three ball on the way. No good. The ball goes out of bounds on the baseline. And Avon the last ones to touch it. So Lorain gets it back with 1:04 to go in the first.
Boy, Avon's going to have to really work at this. They can't just get it all back by shooting three balls right now. They've got to come up with a different strategy here with a lot of ball game with the play. You're down 16, but, you know, work what's gone on so far in the offense throughout the season.
Wilson on the handle up top. He gets near the elbow before giving it up to Jordan Jackson. Jackson driving in left of the lane. Passed it, then got it right back. Spins low on the right baseline to Billings in the left corner. Billings back up top to Deontay Benajan. Benajan between the circles, guarded by Pappas before passing right side to Seth Wilson. Wilson passes left side to a wide open Deontay Benajan for three, no good. However, Lorain's able to volley that and keep that alive with an offensive rebound. Wilson, the jumper from the right side of the lane, and he gets that one to fall in off the glass for two. 28-10 Lorain, still applying full court pressure here. Avon able to beat it. Getting across the center line. Pass set down underneath the basket to a wide open Colin Lattigard, and he lays it in. But down on the other end of the floor, we've got more action. Left-handed layup from Deontay Benajan does not go, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter. 28-12, Lorain leads Avon at the end of one on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL, 100.3 FM, and Jared online
at WEOL.com.
I started mentoring my mentee, Dontre, 4 years ago. I always thought about doing it. It always seemed like a good idea.
We were both nervous when we first met, but everything kind of fell into place.
Mentoring is important to anyone that's pretty fortunate in life to have a little bit of time to pass on that knowledge.
Etienne's a very close friend. I look at him as a brother and a father figure. He taught me just focus on the big picture because I would like to give back just like Etienne gave back to me. Be someone who matters to someone who matters.
We welcome you back out to Lorain High School. We're at the end of one. The hosts are having all the fun. Lorain leading Avon 28-12 in our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup here on AM 930 WEOL 100.3 FM. Online at WEOL.com. Andy Bolbarch, Jared Kozar with you. Steve Bailey back at studio control. We're also on TV 20 tonight, thanks to our good friend Joe Bach. That's B-O-C-K. Lorain with the ball here to start the second quarter. And a 16-point lead. Pass stolen away by Nico Pappas. He drives to the other end and drops it in off the window for two. The steal on the score for Nico Pappas. He's got 6, 28-14. They're able to narrow that deficit down to 14 points. Seth Wilson with it for Lorain before giving it up to Whitehead. He finds Deontay Benajan into the corner now for Devontae Jackson before they swing it back around up top to Whitehead. Whitehead passes it right behind him to Benajan. Benajan works his way into the lane, lays it up, and gets that one to go in off the window. Deontay Benajan has 8 points. Down to the other end, Nico Pappas' layup is no good. Benajan grabbed the defensive rebound, but then he stepped out of bounds on the baseline.
Boy, how about all three seniors for Lorain really feeling it tonight? Benajan having a nice game. Jordan Jackson doing well. And there's just been a Whitehead. He started the game really well this evening, so good for them so far on senior night.
Shreves on the inbounds pass, able to find Seth Broadbent, who drops that one in off the window. So Broadbent has his first 2 points of the game on a terrific assist from Shreves. On the other end, Wilson for three from the left side, and he nails it. 6 for Seth Wilson, 33-16, Lorain on top. Cole Warren for three from the left side. That's no good. Rebounded by Whitehead. Whitehead lobs it down the floor to Deontay Benajan. To Wilson for three again. That's no good. Right there for the rebound was Jordan Jackson. Couldn't get the pullback to fall, but now we've got a tie-up, and the possession arrow favors Avon. Avon at times has been able to get past this Lorain pressure, but I'd say on the whole they've had some real issues with it. And they just whistled Avon, I believe, for 5 seconds.
5 seconds is, as you were saying, and having trouble getting past the pressure, having trouble getting it in bound that time. And they had done pretty well in the last few possessions you mentioned.
Wilson for three from the top, and he sticks that one as well. Second money ball of the second quarter for Seth Wilson. He's up to 9 points, 36-16. The Lorain lead is up to 20. Not quite 2 minutes gone here in the second quarter.
7 3-pointers for Lorain so far.
Pappas on the handle for Avon. He'll pass right side to Reaney. Reaney gets it into Sheaves, and now we've got a whistle and a foul away from the ball. And that goes on Devontae Jackson. That's his first. Brody Sheaves will be the trigger man. Down below and to the right of the basket. Bounce pass goes into Broadbent, and he was fouled. It looked like he was trying to go up with the shot. Now let's see if they believe that was in the act of shooting. And that goes on Jordan Jackson. That's his first. They say that was not in the act of shooting, so Avon will get it on the inbounds pass from Warren. Warren in the left corner. Three ball on the way. He hit it. Cole Warren's first bucket of the game is a left corner three. 36-19. Lorain with the lead and the ball. Whitehead driving to the other end. Right-handed layup, no good. Devontae Jackson, the offensive rebound, and he was fouled as he tried to go back up with the shot. That's on Avon's Dominic Reaney. So Devontae Jackson will toe the charity stripe here. First one is up and no good. Boy, that one popped out of the cylinder. Checking into the game now for Avon, Connor Alamong. And in the meantime, Devontae Jackson is at the line again. Second one is up. That spins out, no good. It was rebounded by Alamong. Gets it ahead to Cole Warren. Warren takes it down the floor. Passes underneath the basket. He had Alamong open, but that pass was tipped and it went out on the baseline. Avon will hang on to it. Down 36-19 with 5:38 to go in the first half. Allemang passes to Warren. Warren, 3-ball from the right side. Actually, they're going to whistle Avon for a foul before that shot went off, an offensive foul. So the ball will go right back to Lorain, and that foul is whistled on Seth Broadbent. Whitehead in control, will pass left side to Jackson. Jordan Jackson dribbles to his left, works his way into the lane. The layup is no good. Rebounded by Broadbent, gets it down the floor to Sheaves. Sheaves right back to Broadbent, left side to Warren. He spots up for a wide open three. That one is no good, and it's rebounded by Devontae Jackson. Here come the Titans. Jordan Jackson lost the handle on the ball, stolen away. Broadbent with the steal, down the floor to Pappas. Pappas went up with the shot. It was no good, it was rejected, but they're calling a goaltend, so count the bucket for Pappas. It was awfully close.
Yeah, looked like it was a clean block, but Tim Gebhardt, the official over there, he's got more experience at this than I do. Also, Tim Gebhardt from the Chronicle Telegram here in the building tonight, so rare is the time you get two Gebbies, and we've got them both here this evening.
Two Tim Gebhardts in one building. That could get confusing. One's wearing the striped shirt, one's wearing a red sweater. Billings with it. Gets rid of it to Whitehead. Left side it goes for Benejan. Down along the baseline to Manning. They'll get it in the hands of Wilson. Left elbow jumper on the way. That's off the back iron, no good. Sheaves will grab the miss for Avon and bring it down the floor for the Eagles. Dribbling to his right. Passes to Nico Pappas. Pappas directing traffic. He'll dribble once before handing it off. Gets it to Allemang. To Sheaves. To Cole Warren right side. Back into Broadbent. Broadbent on the right wing. Works his way into the lane, and he walked with it. I think everybody here saw it. They were just waiting for the call. Mike Matlek will check back into the game, and he replaces Sheaves. 36-21. Lorain with the lead. 4:10 to go in the second quarter. Aaron Whitehead will have it between the circles. Looking left, instead he passes right side to Benejan. Benejan to Jameer Billings up top. Billings passes right side to Manning. They get it right back into the hands of Benejan. To Whitehead. Whitehead works his way into the lane. Fires up a shot, no good. Mike Matlek will grab the rebound. Gets it to Nico Pappas. Pappas sends it down the floor to Matlek. Matlek passes right side. 3-ball on the way from Allemang. Gets in and out of the cylinder, no good. Rebound hauled in by Manning. Manning will send it down the floor to Jameer Billings. Billings lost the handle on the dribble that went out of bounds on the baseline, and Avon will get it back. Three and a half to play in the second quarter. Lorain 36, Avon 21. Warren sends it down the floor to Pappas. Pappas lays it up, can't get it to go. Broadbent was right there for the putback, but he couldn't get the bunny to fall. Whitehead will secure the miss and take it down the floor, and a timeout has been called by Lorain head coach John Rossitano. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout as well. Lorain 36, Avon 21, 3:18 to play in the second quarter on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL 100.3 FM and Jared online
at WEOL.com.
The Warriors to Work program makes it possible for wounded warriors and their families to build new lives together.
When my dad left, I was like this big, but now I'm like this big. My dad got a master's degree in human resources.
Thanks to Warriors to Work that my dad has a terrific job.
The Wounded Warrior Project helps him by, giving him another start.
Now that my dad's home, I get a lot more hugs.
I'm really proud of him.
Find out more about Wounded Warrior Project at findwwp.org. Welcome home the brave.
This is the Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930, 100.3 FM, the WEOL mobile app, and WEOL.com.
Tonight we're also on Lorain Schools TV 20, thanks to our good friend Joe Bach, simulcasting this one tonight. I sold him short earlier. Nearly 2 million downloads on that YouTube channel, somewhere in the area of 1.7 mil. Great stuff. Our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup tonight brings us out to Lorain High School, where the Lorain Titans are leading the Avon Eagles 36-21 with 3:18 left on this second quarter clock. Andy Bolbarch, Jared Kozar with you, and Steve Bailey back in studio control. Coming out of the timeout, Lorain with it, going from our right to our left. Billings had it and gave it right back up to Whitehead. Passes left side to Deontay Benajan. Back to Whitehead. Whitehead near that left corner. Fires it back up top. And Deontay Benajan jumping up, made the catch, and then he came down out of bounds. Matlack sends it into Nico Pappas. And Lorain will ease up on the pressure here. Pappas will get it across the center line. Greeted right away by Whitehead. To Seth Broadbent. Broadbent to Pappas right side. Dribbling to his left, works around a screen, gets to the free throw line, works his way into the lane, and as he went up with the shot, they call for a tie-up, and this time the possession arrow favors Lorain.
You know, Lorain's been stuck on 36 for quite a while, actually, as much as an offensive explosion that they've had in this first half of play. 36 has been on there for a while, and Avon really hasn't done their best to cut into it. Nico Pappas had a layup that wasn't going to get more wide open before he took the timeout, and they haven't built on anything since.
Wilson has it. Quickly gives it up to Devontae Jackson. Over to Aaron Whitehead. Whitehead dribbling to his right. He's between the circles. Now he redirects and goes to his left. To Jordan Jackson. Jackson to Whitehead in the corner, driving along the left baseline. Let's go that layup with his right hand, and he gets that one to go. Aaron Whitehead has 9 points, 38-21. Lorain with the lead. On the other end, 3-ball from Cole Warren, in and out of the cylinder, no good. Loose ball on the deck, gets picked out of the crowd by Jordan Jackson. Down on the other end of the floor, it's Whitehead with it, gets it to Billings. Billings lost the handle on it, stolen away by Mike Matlack. Matlack gets it to Alamong. Alamong to Warren. Warren had an open look at a three, but he got rid of it. To Nico Pappas. Pappas, right side to Broadbent, driving along the right baseline. Unloads the shot, no good. Warren grabs the miss. Keeping this possession alive for the Avon Eagles. Nico Pappas on the dribble drive, stops, pops, hits. Knocks that one off the window for 2. Nico Pappas, 6 second quarter points. He's got 10 on the night. Nearly came up with a steal on the other end, but the ball went out of bounds right in front of that Lorain bench. Titans hang on to it, up 15, 38-23. Jordan Jackson will send the inbounds pass in to Seth Wilson. Wilson will take it across that center line with ease, and he finds Aaron Whitehead. Whitehead looking to his right, guarded closely by Mike Matlack. He forces him to put the ball on the floor before finding Jordan Jackson. Lorain has slowed things up a bit here on this possession, just inside of a minute to play. Jordan Jackson dribbling to his left, and now we've got a whistle and a foul. They're going to whistle Seth Broadbent for the foul. That's his second. Don't forget, coming up at the half, we've got the Gallon Takis and Boysenalt halftime show coming your way. We will hear from both head coaches to see who they've picked out for our Troy DeFranco Sportsmanship Award winner. Brought to you by the Chronicle Telegram, Lorain County's largest newspaper. Whitehead a step beyond the center line. Gives it up to Jordan Jackson. Jackson works his way into the lane between 3 defenders. Lays it up, no good. Broadbent the defensive rebound. Down the floor to Mike Matlack. Matlack cut off along the baseline. Had the ball ripped out of his hands. It went out of bounds. And it will stay with Avon. Boy, Lorain active hands defensively. Aaron Whitehead has affected this game in many forms and fashions here tonight. Nico Pappas spots up for a 3 from the top, and he fills it up. Nico Pappas having quite the second quarter, 38-26. Avon back to within a dozen. 15 seconds to play in the first half. Lorain content here to hold on for the final shot. Whitehead working against Matlack up top, gets into the lane, trying to lob one up for Devontae Jackson, but the pass was a little off the mark, going out of bounds. So Avon has 6.2 seconds to work with on the second quarter clock. Matlack on the inbounds pass. Looking. Looking, finds Nico Pappas. Pappas puts it on the floor. 3 seconds to Matlick. 2 seconds. 1 second. Matlick for three at the buzzer. No good. That takes us to the end of the second quarter. 38-26. Lorain leading Avon on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL 100.3 FM and Jared online
at WEOL.com.
Opportunities present themselves every day. Opportunities that move us forward. Opportunities to serve part-time in your community. While continuing full-time careers or education. To help keep our nation safe at home and around the globe. Explore your opportunities in the Air Force Reserve.
From providing care,
I served in the United States Army Nurse Corps,
to serving near the front lines.
I was the first woman ever to deploy on a Strategic Air Command deployment.
Military women have served in many roles while paving the way for others.
I lobbied for women to be on board submarines.
The veterans' benefits you earned honor that service and can help with challenges you face on the home front. From job training to disability compensation to buying a home with a VA guaranteed home loan.
I'll be able to change my career and make more money and provide a better life for my family.
Find out more about your eligibility, including how to apply online using e-benefits.
I'm proud to be an Army Reserve veteran. My mission now is to help women with military service learn about their veterans' benefits.
Achieve your next mission. Learn about and apply for your VA benefits today.
He leads Oberlin 41-25. Lutheran West over Brookside 46-26. And a final just a little while ago, we got this one in. Columbia victorious over Tom Evans, Cuyahoga Heights Redskins 47-34.
Good stuff. Well, again, the halftime stats brought to you by Achieve County Credit Union. Avon with the ball to begin the second half of action. They'll go from our right to our left. Dominic Reaney with it, dribbling left of the lane, passes it behind him to Broadbent, spots up for a three, and he knocks it down. Broadbent with his first money ball of the game, 38-29. All of a sudden, Avon has cut that deficit to single digits on the other end. The dribble drive for Lorain along that left baseline, layup on the way, and good from Devontae Jackson. And the foul, the hoop plus the harm. Devontae Jackson with an opportunity for a three-point play. Nico Pappas was called for the foul. Actually checked that. They changed that. Now it's on Dominic Reaney. That's his second. Free throw on the way and good for Devontae Jackson. He completes the old-fashioned three-point play. 10-point lead, 39-29. On the other end, Reaney driving along the baseline. Passes to Broadbent. Broadbent back up top to Pappas, to Mike Matlack. Right back to Pappas it goes. Pappas dribbled twice, got rid of it to Cole Warren up top. Warren working his way to his right before handing off to Matlack. Matlack gets to the free throw line into the left corner now for Reaney. Back to Pappas up top. Pappas, I believe, had an illegal screen set for him by Broadbent. He did. Broadbent in disbelief. He's whistled for the foul. That's his third. It's a 12-point lead for Lorain, 41-29, with just over a minute gone here in the third quarter.
Bull, another halftime anomaly we didn't really talk about. 11 three balls between these two clubs in the first half of play. Those are pretty big numbers.
Lorain has it going from our left to our right here in the third quarter. Aaron Whitehead with it to Deontay Benajan right side. Tried to pass into the lane to Wilson, but the ball was knocked out of bounds. It was poked away, I believe, by Cole Warren, sending it out toward the right corner. And it'll be Jordan Jackson who sends it in on the baseline. Looking, Lobbed it up to Wilson, and he drew some contact. There's a foul. Looks like this is going on Nico Pappas. And that will be his first. Well, he was giving up a few inches there against Seth Wilson. Ball inbounds, stolen away, it looked like by Pappas, but it went right into the hands of Wilson, and he hits the 3-ball. Wilson with a dozen. That's his third 3 of the game. 44-29 Lorain. On the other end, Matlick spots up for a 3 from the left side. That's no good. Deontay Benajan will grab the miss and fire it down the floor to Wilson. Wilson, a long 3 from the left side. That draws the back iron, no good. And Broadbent will come away with a rebound. He'll take it across the timeline, passes into the right corner for Warren. Warren to Matlick, wide open, a good look, but he can't get the shot to fall. Rebounded by Reaney. His putback does not go. Grabs his own miss. Back to Warren for 3 from the top. He hit it. Cole Warren with his second trifecta, 44-32. They narrow the deficit back to a dozen, but quickly on the other end, Aaron Whitehead drives down and lays it in. And a timeout has been called by Lorain head coach John Rossitano, a 30-second timeout. So we'll go ahead and keep this one right here. Lorain 46, Avon 32 here in the third quarter. Interestingly enough, Jared, you know, the way this game started, we thought that at this point the score might be a little more lopsided than this.
Certainly that was the case, and give Avon credit. They've hung around and they've done some good things. And, you know, Coach Spar is leaving a guy like Broadman out there with 3 fouls, saying, hey, if we're going to make a comeback here in this one, we've got to play a little smarter. I think we're capable of doing that, showing that he believes in his guys. And like you said, they're down 14 now, but, you know, at one point, they were as close as they've been all game to start the third quarter when they cut it to single digits.
46-32. Lorain leading Avon, 5:54 left on this third quarter clock. Matlick, the inbound pass, headed for Warren, stolen away by Devontae Jackson. Jackson driving along the left baseline, into the right corner for Benajan for 3, no good. Cole Warren will secure the miss and send it down the floor. Passes right side of Matlick. Matlick right back to Warren for 3. He hit another one. Cole Warren's second 3-ball of the quarter. 46-35. Avon back with an 11. Devontae Jackson dribbling left side, gives it up to Whitehead. Whitehead working on Broadbent, works along the baseline, passes it underneath the basket to Jackson. Jordan Jackson, left elbow jumper, yes sir. Jordan Jackson has 8 points, 48-35. Lorain lead at a baker's dozen with 5:10 to go in the third. Nico Pappas takes it up the floor, left side of the forecourt, passes it behind him to Dominic Reaney. Reaney hands off to Cole Warren, spots up for a 3. That one's a bit short, no good. Reaney the offensive rebound. Tried to pass into the lane for Matlick. It was knocked around, recovered by Matlick. 3-ball coming from the right side. That's no good. Another offensive rebound. This one from Broadbent, and he was fouled as he went back up with a shot. That's on Seth Wilson. That's his second. And Seth Broadbent will check in at the free throw line. Broadbent takes a couple of dribbles. He measures, he fires, he's short on the first one.
Well, he had to regather there. It looked like it was mid-stroke, and he thought to himself, okay, let's give this another shot. It just didn't seem like the mechanics were there from the get-go for him.
Broadbent will spin it back. He shoots, he hits, so he splits the pair. And he's got 6 points, 48-36, 12-point lead for Lorain. Jackson passes it to Whitehead. Whitehead, left side it goes now to Wilson. To Jameer Billings, who just checked into the game. Jordan Jackson driving along the left baseline, lays it up, no good, but he drew just enough contact for there to be a foul. And that goes on Seth Broadbent. That's his 4th. So Jordan Jackson will get 2 cracks at it here. 6-foot 5-inch wingman. First one is no good. Want to remind you we've got 2 girls basketball games coming your way on Thursday. Tournament action. Second shot on the way, no good. However, Wilson's there for the offensive rebound to keep this possession alive. Deontay Benajan tried to pass it inside to Wilson, lost it, then he got it right back, goes up with the shot, no good. We've got a whistle and another foul. And that goes on Seth Broadbent. That's number 5 for him. So this is going to send Seth Wilson to the line. On Thursday night, Rob Polinsky has the call for you as Avon takes on Amherst in the girls Division I district tournament at WEOL.com stream Tuesday. Zoltai has the play-by-play over at Firelands, where the Falcons will play host to East Tech in that Division II Elyria bracket. Wilson's first free throw is short, no good. Colin Ladegard replacing Seth Broadbent, who is fouled out. Wilson's second free throw is good. He splits the pair, sinking the second one. He's got 4 points in the third quarter, 13 on the night. Avon down 49-36 to Lorain. Eagles basketball, Nico Pappas up top to Matlick. Over to Sheaves. Sheaves dribbling behind his back. Now he's in trouble. His pass is knocked away. That goes out of bounds towards that Avon bench.
Boy, a lot of fancy footwork there for Sheaves, and he was able to get it out of bounds there, not to go off of his own Avon Eagles club. They'll get another look at it, but needed some help from some teammates.
Inbounds pass to Nico Pappas. He's guarded very closely by Jameer Billings, who makes it tough for him to get across the timeline. He does, though. Works his way into the lane. Lays it up and in. He was able to weave his way right through the center of that Lorain defense. Nico Pappas up to 15 points. Aaron Whitehead passes left side to Deontay Benajan to Wilson. Thought about a three, pulled it back down, handing off to Javon Manning. Manning to Benajan. Benajan working. And he almost had that stolen away. He recovers. Left wing jumper on the way. That's no good. Rebound hauled in by Ladegard. And now we've got some contact. And it looks like Deontay Benajan will be whistled for the foul. That's his first. Well, Jordan Jackson was out of the game for just a few moments. Seth Wilson checks out. Matlick trying to find someone to send it into. He's able to find Brody Sheaves. Sheaves able to get it across the timeline, although Jameer Billings made it tough for him. Sheaves had that pass knocked away. That goes out of bounds, and it was Jordan Jackson who knocked it out. But boy, what great defense by Lorain. They have really smothered Avon the last few possessions.
Well, they've been active all game long, and I think maybe one of those timeouts that Coach Rassitano took earlier in this quarter gave them a little bit of a reminder that it's time to be active again.
49-38 Lorain with the lead. 3 minutes left in this third quarter clock. Pappas passes left side of Sheaves for three. That's in and out, no good. Loose ball being volleyed around. Cole Warren gets the offensive rebound, and he's fouled by Aaron Whitehead. That's his second. Mike Matlick will be the trigger man on the inbounds pass in front of the Avon bench. He gets it to Sheaves, guarded by Billings. Sheaves to Warren. Warren, bounce pass into Pappas. Pappas tried to go up with a shot in a lot of traffic, and he was fouled. And that's going on Javon Manning. That's his first.
Some of these, I think, are more frustration than anything else for Lorain, because Avon's been able to keep these possessions alive far longer than they should have.
Pappas misses the first free throw. Not only are we on AM 930 WEOL and 100.3 FM, also on Lorain Schools TV 20 tonight as well. Second free throw from Pappas is good. Pappas up to 16 points. A 49-39 Lorain lead. 2:40 left in the third. Jameer Billings with it. Billings dribbles once, gives it up to Whitehead. Whitehead to Devontae Jackson before finding Jordan Jackson on the right side. Jackson's pass is stolen away by Mike Matlick. Matlick will hand it off to Nico Pappas. He takes it across the center line, works his way into the lane, had it ripped out of his hands, stolen away by Jordan Jackson. He had it stolen away from him by Sheaves, ahead to Pappas, and he drops the mail-in off the window for two. Now an 8-point ball game, 49-41. Avon has trimmed the deficit all the way down to 8 with 2 minutes left in the third. Whitehead to Billings, spots up for a three left side. That's a bit long, no good. Rebound collected by Devontae Jackson. Fouled as he went back up with a shot. Got it to go. The hoop plus the harm. Devontae Jackson with a big bucket and a chance at a three-point play here. Foul was called on Colin Ladegard. That's his first. Jackson measures, fires, hits. Devontae Jackson, 6 third-quarter points. Inbounds pass to Pappas. Pappas takes it down the floor for Avon. Bounce pass into Ladegard. Couldn't handle the pass, stolen away by Lorain. Devontae Jackson takes it down the floor, lobs it ahead for Manning, and he lays it in. Manning with 2 in transition, 54-41 Lorain. Matlick driving to the other end, lays it up, no good. Jameer Billings will collect the miss. He sends it down the floor to Devontae Jackson, left side of the forecourt. Jackson to Wilson, and Wilson is fouled by Matlick. And boy, Mike Matlick got way up in the air, looked like his rear end landed on the shoulder of Seth Wilson.
Almost reminiscent of Aaron Gordon in the dunk contest on Saturday night, going over the shoulders of Taco Fall. And that looked almost borderline dangerous to a certain extent too. But I think maybe guys just aren't used to playing with the sort of behavior that Seth Wilson's going to have out there out of a D1 player. He can do things. He can stop and start at a moment's notice, and it's exactly what happened. He hit the brakes. They flew right by, reminiscent of Pete Mitchell.
A 1-and-1 opportunity for Wilson. He hits the first one. 14 points for Seth Wilson tonight. 5 of those coming here in the third. Second one on the way. That's short, no good. Cole Warren will grab the rebound for Avon. Down the floor, he sends it to Sheaves. Sheaves, right side pass is stolen away by Devontae Jackson. Jackson sends it down the floor to Benejan. Into Manning. Manning's layup no good, but he was fouled. Looked like Cole Warren was the one who fouled him. Cole Warren whistled for his third. Javon Manning dribbles twice. He shoots, and the first one pops out of the cylinder.
Titans just 4 of 9 in the second half so far from the charity stripe. They figure to be there a lot as Avon is already in the bonus with 8 team fouls.
Second free throw is good. So Manning's able to split the pair. 56-41. Lorain on top. 1:14 to go in the third. Mike Matlick in control of the basketball. A step beyond the center line. Dribbling to his left. He hands it off to Dominic Reaney. Right side to Sheaves. To Pappas, to Sheaves up top. Sheaves dribbling to his left. Cut off before handing it off to Matlick. Matlick up top to Pappas. Pappas spins to his left, gets into the lane, and we've got a whistle and a foul. And that goes on Jameer Billings. That's his second. Mason Wiley checking into the game for Avon. This is the first bit of action we've seen from him for the Eagles tonight. Reaney the inbounds pass to Cole Warren. Warren guarded by Jackson, hands it off to Nico Pappas. Pappas left side to Warren. And gave it right back up to Pappas. Standing in the center circle. Dribbling to his left, works his way into the lane, stops, pops, can't get that one to falling off the glass. Rebound hauled in by Wilson. Wilson will take it down the floor, left side of the forecourt, stops at the left elbow, passes in the left corner now for Benejan, and Benejan is fouled. He's fouled by Nico Pappas. That's his second. 23 seconds remain in the third quarter. 56-41, Lorain with the lead. So it's Deontay Benejan at the free throw line. Deontay Benejan with a nice third quarter. First one is up and good. Benejan's up to 9 points on the night. It was an 8-point lead a few moments ago for Lorain, but they've been able to kind of take off here and take control again. Second free throw is off the back iron, no good. Loose ball on the deck, it's poked out of bounds, and the official on the baseline said it was Aaron Whitehead who touched it last, so Avon gets it back.
Sean Manuel on the call there, and you mentioned Lorain's ability to score points in bunches has really paid off here towards the end of the third quarter. They were able to do some things to get that lead back out to double digits.
Not exactly sure what all the confusion's about here, but there was an extra horn, and I think maybe they were debating the substitution. Jameer Billings came in for Javon Manning, and now they're telling the Titans they need to reverse that. They can't substitute in that situation. Inbounds pass went the direction of Wiley. Couldn't handle the pass. Stolen away by Wilson. Wilson for three from the top. Yes, sir. Seth Wilson's third three ball of the night. 60-41 Lorain. Less than 10 seconds to play in the third. Pappas to Matlick up top to Cole Warren. A deep three from the top for the answer. He hit it. And that will bring us to the end of three. Back-to-back trifectas in the final 15 seconds of the third. Lorain 60, Avon 44 after three. It's the Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL on your FM dial at 100.3 and Jared online
at WEOL.com.
Football player has achieved all state honors. Cliff German, president, will represent the Hall of Fame to present this player with a plaque to honor his outstanding achievement. The Lorain Sports Hall of Fame would like to congratulate Tyshawn Lighty in receiving second team All-Ohio recognition. Tyshawn will be continuing his academic and football career at Notre Dame College. Congratulations to Tyshawn on a stellar career at Lorain High School, and best of luck on your future endeavors.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
This is the Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930, 100.3 FM, the WEOL mobile app, and WEOL.com.
3 down, 1 to go as we get set to begin the fourth quarter of play. Lorain leads Avon 60-44 in our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup here on AM 930 WEOL and 100.3 FM. Andy Bolbarch joined alongside Jared Kozar here at Lorain High School. We've got Steve Bailey back at studio control. We're also on Lorain School's TV 20 tonight, thanks to our good friend Joe Bach. That's B-O-C-K. Lorain with the ball to begin the fourth quarter. Benajan with it, passes right side to Jordan Jackson. Jackson to Seth Wilson, makes the catch on the baseline. Passes it back up top to Whitehead. He triggers a long three. It's no good. Nico Pappas will grab the rebound, send it to Cole Warren. Warren to Macklip, brings it down the left side of the forecourt. Over to Rainey at left corner three. He hit it. Dominic Rainey's second three ball of the night. 60-47. They're back within a baker's dozen. Wilson working on Warren. Passes it up top. Three ball from Jackson. That's off the back iron. No good. Loose ball tipped around. It goes out of bounds near the right corner. And they say Seth Wilson of Lorain was the last one to put his paws on it. So Avon gets it back.
Boy, heck of a comeback going on down in Oberlin at the half. Sandusky led Oberlin 41-25 at the end of three, 59-56 in favor of Sandusky. Oberlin down just three.
Matlick bounce past to Rainey. Reverse layup, yes sir. Nice finish by Rainey. A nice find by Mike Matlack. And just like that, Avon trims the deficit down to 11, trailing 60-49. 7 minutes left in this one. Seth Wilson up top, guarded by Cole Warren. He gets it to Jackson, to Aaron Whitehead. Whitehead guarded by Matlack. Dribbles to his right, works his way into the lane, and he draws just enough contact for there to be a foul. And that goes on Mike Matlack. That's his third.
It's going to put them in the double bonus, so 2 free throws the rest of the way out for Lorain.
Whitehead's first free throw is up and good. Aaron Whitehead has a dozen. He scored the first 7 points of tonight's game. Second one is up and good. He nails them both. 62-49. Avon trailing Lorain with 6:45 left in this one. Nico Pappas up top, passes left side. Alamong had it, gave it right back up to Pappas. Pappas calling for some help, finds Alamong. And now we've got a whistle and a foul. Looked like Deontay Benajan got a bit too close for comfort. That's team foul number 6 for Benajan. That's his second. So no more fouls to give. One more and they're in the bonus. Inbounds pass will go to Matlick. Matlick between the circles. Passes right side to Pappas. Pappas works around a screen from Warren. Passes left side to Matlick. Matlick saved it from going out of bounds for a second. Then he stepped on the line. So it's out of bounds and right back to Lorain. This is kind of what Lorain can do when they put the pressure on you defensively. They can force you to do things like that. 62-49 Lorain. 6:10 to go. Benajan works his way into the lane, lays it up, no good. Rebound by Devontae Jackson. He went up with the putback, and he was able to get that one to go in, plus he's fouled. Foul is called on Alamong. That's his first. And Devontae Jackson at the line. Free throw is on the way and no good. Rebounded by Cole Warren. Warren will send it down the floor to Nico Pappas. Alamong working his way towards the rim, and he got fouled in hot pursuit to the basket. And I think they got Benajan on the foul. They did. That's his third. So Connor Alamong is at the line. Free throw is up and good. Connor Alamong gets his first point of the game. 64-50. Avon trailing by 14 to Lorain. Second one is up and good. Connor Alamong stands out with those purple shoes. Less than 6 to go on this one. 13-point lead for Lorain. Whitehead off the dribble, passes into the right corner. Jackson drives, lays it up, lays it in. Devontae Jackson's up to a dozen. 66-51 Lorain. Nico Pappas passes to Alamong before getting it right back. Back to Matlick. Matlick cut off at the free throw line. To Nico Pappas, left side. Pappas works his way into the lane and he drops it in off the window. 20 points for Nico Pappas. 66-53, Lorain up on Avon. 5:15 to play in the fourth. Benajan works his way into the lane, lays it up, lays it in. He's fouled. Chance at a three-point play here for Devontae Benajan, who drove right by his defender and got right to the basket.
That's going to put him in double figures for the evening, and if Jordan Jackson can tally another basket or a couple of free throws, that's going to put all the seniors in double figures. So that's something nice to see on senior night if you're Lorain.
Foul was called on Dominic Reaney. That's his third. Devontae Jackson, 4 points here in the fourth quarter, 12 on the night, and a chance to make it a baker's dozen if he can complete this old-fashioned three-point play. It's up and good. Back up to a 16-point advantage for the Titans. They lead 69-53. Sheaves to Matlick right side, looking for Pappas. Instead, he puts the ball on the floor, gets to the free throw line, off to Alamong. Connor Alamong, right side to Pappas. Pappas gets a screen from Warren. He uses it. Cut off at the free throw line again. Stops, pops, jumper is a bit short. Rebounded by Benajan. His pass is poked away, going out of bounds. It goes up to the scorer's table. But the Titans will keep it. Ball inbounds to Aaron Whitehead. 4.5 to play. 69-53 Lorain. Whitehead working on Matlick. Stops and pops from the free throw line, and he's able to get that one to fall. Aaron Whitehead 4 in the fourth quarter, 15 altogether. 71-53 Lorain. Alamong A deep two from the left side, no good. Rebound hauled in by Jordan Jackson. Jackson sends it down the floor to Deontay Benajan. Reverse layup, yes sir. So he got that one to go in off the glass, and we've got a whistle and a timeout called by Avon head coach Kevin Sapara. We'll step aside to take this timeout as well. 73-53 Lorain with 4 minutes to play on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL 100.3 FM and Jared online
at WEOL.com.
Our little superhero looks pretty happy.
Yes, he does. I've been teaching him that eating healthy will make him grow up strong. It's so important that we both encourage him to eat healthy and exercise regularly, and that we live that way in front of him. You know, it's never too early to start.
I wish I'd eaten healthier when I was his age.
Yeah, maybe if you had, you would have developed some special powers also.
92% of kids and teens have a poor diet, but you can change that. Teach your kids the importance of healthy eating in a language they can understand.
This is the Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930, 100.3 FM, the WEOL mobile app, and WE11.com.
A 20-point lead for Lorain. They lead Avon 73-53 here in the fourth quarter with 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go. Happy to have it for you on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL and 100.3 FM. Andy Bolbarch, Jared Kozar with you here at Lorain High School, and Steve Bailey back in studio control. Warren, left corner three. He knocks that one down. Cole Warren with his fourth three ball, giving him a dozen points on the night, 73-56. Aaron Whitehead able to get by Matlick on the dribble drive. Kicks right side of Jameer Billings. Billings back to Whitehead in the right corner. Whitehead looking, puts the ball on the floor. Gets past Matlick, and now he's going to pull it back out. He got to the free throw line, then he decided to pull it back. They seem to be content killing some clock. That pass tipped by Nico Pappas, but it ends up in the hands of Jordan Jackson. Jackson is Seth Wilson. Wilson, his pass stolen away. Alamong sends it down the floor to Pappas. Pappas stops, pops, hits, gets that jumper to fall just inside the free throw line. 73-58. Pass goes down the floor to Benajan. Benajan lays it up and lays it in. Two in transition for Benajan and an opportunity at a three-point play. Foul was called on Brody Sheaves. It's his first. Benajan spins it back. He shoots and he hits. Deontay Benajan, 7 fourth quarter points.
Yeah, we mentioned in the first half, Lorain turned the ball over 9 times. How about just one here or 2 in the second half of play? And a lot of those are those long outlet passes that lead to layups that you think hey, do have a high percentage of a turnover on the other end. So they've done a lot to clean that up.
Matlick stops left side of that left elbow, and he can't get that jumper to fall. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson sends it down the floor to Jameer Billings. Billings bats it to the left corner. Benajan for three. That draws the back iron, no good. Wilson grabbed the offensive rebound, but then he stumbled out of bounds on the baseline. Lorain 76, Avon 58, 2:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. When we're done, we've got the Eco Tree Services post-game show coming your way. We mentioned the girls' games coming your way on Thursday. Rob Polinsky has the call on the radio as Amherst takes on Avon. And that Elyria Catholic Division I district bracket should be a very interesting one. And the winner of that one more than likely will take on Olmsted Falls. And then, of course, our Stream 2 game on Thursday night. Z Zoltai has the call for you at Firelands High School as the Falcons take on East Tech and that Division II Elyria district bracket.
I think you always look forward to one of those third game in the season type things. And that's what's going to go on when Amherst and Avon meet SWC opponents that are going to face off against each other for a third time Thursday night.
Avon with the ball coming out of that brief pause in the action. Down 76-58. Pass went left side for Rainey. There was too much on it. It went out of bounds, and back to Lorain it goes. Friday night we should have a really good boys contest. Final one of the regular season with the Lorain County League crown on the line. Of course, if Columbia wins it, they'll win the conference crown outright. If Keystone wins it, they'll claim a share. Left elbow jumper from Benajan, no good. And Whitehead grabs the miss, goes up with the putback, and he drew the foul. They'll call that foul on Cole Warren. That's his 4th. And at the line for the Titans is Aaron Whitehead. Free throw is on the way and good from Aaron Whitehead. And another substitution. Amico Tonwe, 6'2" senior guard, makes his way into the contest for the Eagles. Whitehead's second free throw is good. And we've got a whistle and a brief timeout for a substitution as Whitehead comes out. Avon down 20, 78-58 to Lorain with 2:10 left on this 4th quarter clock. Reaney passes right side. Pappas works his way into the lane, stops, pops, can't get the shot to fall. It's rebounded by Jordan Jackson. He sends it down the floor only to have it stolen away. Pappas spots up for a 3 from the left side. That's no good. All along the rebound. Putback is on the way. That's no good. Cole Warren the offensive rebound. That putback is good. Cole Warren is up to 17 points. 78-60, 18-point advantage for Lorain. Deontay Benajan works his way into the lane. Left-handed layup, yes sir. Deontay Benajan with a huge 4th quarter. 9 4th quarter points. Benajan's up to 19 on the night. And a whistle and a timeout called by Avon head coach Kevin Sapara. Well, he called for a full timeout, but I think he wants to work in some subs here. So we'll go ahead and keep this right here.
Yeah, a minute and a half left. I think that's the goal for Kevin Sapara, down 20, to say, thanks, boys, and we'll see what else we can do here and get some of these guys some fresh legs, a few minutes.
So they've got a brand new group in there right now. Wiley driving. He had his pass stolen away by Billings. Billings will send it down the floor to Wilson. Behind the back pass finds a wide open Javon Manning, and he lays it in. A nifty feed and a nice finish. 82-60 Lorain. 3 ball coming from the left side. That's no good. And it's knocked out of bounds. It'll go back to Lorain. Tonway triggered a 3 from the left side. That had a bit too much on it. 52 seconds left in the 4th quarter, and a host of subs on both sides is in a 22-point game with less than a minute to play. This is kind of what you'd expect. Jake O'Lee will control it. He'll pass left side to Devontae Jackson. Jackson looking for a little separation, gives it right back to Lee. Lee, right elbow jumper, he hit it. Jake O'Lee with his first 2 points of the game, 84-60 Lorain. Conway on the dribble right side. Gets a screen to his left, he uses it. Looking for some room to operate, works his way into the lane, lays it up, lays it in. Emiko Tonwe delivers 2 for Avon, 84-62, and that's going to bring this one to a close as Devontae Jackson will dribble out the remainder of this 4th quarter. A 22-point game, Jared, but I'll tell you what, this game was a little closer than that final score indicates.
Oh, and several times throughout the ball game, we did have ourselves a contest, and Avon had cut it to single digits. And you know, there's things you can take away from this one if you are the Eagles that you're going to look ahead and say, when you head into tournament play, you learned something tonight. So we'll see what happens, and maybe better days are ahead for them.
84-62, our final count in this one. Let's step aside and take a break. When we come back, we will launch right into our Eco Tree Services post-game show. We'll take a look at some of the final stats, work in some highlights, pick out a game-changing moment, and let you know how much money the Chronicle Telegram is going to donate to the Lorain County Boys Basketball Coaches Association for the Troy DeFranco Scholarship Fund. Again, 84-62. Lorain a winner over Avon on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL. On your FM dial at 100.3 and Jared online
at WEOL.com.
Ohio State is saving lives every day.
This is Ohio State.
We're the economic engine of the state, a major employer.
Over 60,000 students. We're on the forefront of cancer research. An educational core of Ohio.
Impacting tens of thousands daily. Our alumni organization is nearly 500,000 worldwide.
This is Ohio State.
This is Ohio State. Ohio State.
This is the Ohio State University.
84-62, Lorain defeats Avon tonight on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup here on AM 930 WEOL and 100.3 FM. Andy Bolbarch, Jared Kozar with you here at Lorain High School. Steve Bailey back at studio control with the victory. Lorain moves to 13-8 on the year. Avon falls to 7-13 with the loss. The highlights you heard coming out of that commercial break, they were created by Steve Bailey back in the studio, and they're brought to you by Cobos Insurance Center, your local Grange independent agent. Call Cobos Insurance Center or visit CobosINS.com. That's CobosINS.com. We welcome you into the Eco Tree Services post-game show. Boy, Jared, an interesting matchup here tonight. You know, we were talking about it with Steve Bailey during that commercial break. It never really felt like Lorain was ever able to totally pull away in this one. Avon just kept clawing back in, but anytime it looked like Avon was going to claw back in, Lorain would go on a modest run to remove any doubt.
You're right. It would be a 8 to 9 point lead, and then all of a sudden you look up 14, and then 16, and then as it were at the end of the game, it was a 20-point lead for the Titans, who come away the victors of this one. But certainly there were times when, especially early on in the second half, where Avon showed signs that they could overtake or at least cut into that lead a little bit more. So you got to thinking to yourself that maybe this is a situation where the right pieces, parts are going to come out with a few more possessions that lead to something good for Avon. But again, Lorain was active defensively, and I think that once they kind of got back into the swing of things after a timeout here and there, they were able to refocus and come up on what they wanted to do, and active hands all night long defensively, and that was something that Avon was just going to struggle to overcome.
Well, they struggled early on, and it seemed like when Lorain wanted to go with that full court pressure, Avon had some issues with it. Now, they did a better job of figuring out as the game went along, but that still didn't stop Lorain from being very active defensively. They came away with a number of different steals in this game, and even if they didn't come away with a steal, they were able to redirect a lot of passes to disrupt any kind of rhythm that Avon may have been able to try and establish offensively. So it became a little bit of a struggle for Avon in this one. But as we talked about just before the game wrapped up, this game was a heck of a lot closer than that final score would indicate at 84-62. But this was a fun one to call, because this could indeed be a tournament matchup here over the next couple of weeks.
Historically, it's wound up that way, and you know, it was a good game, I think, when you think about Avon. And again, the SWC doesn't allow for a lot of non-conference games, so this one really counts if you're Avon and you think about what it takes to prep for the tournament. So we'll see what goes on there as things continue. But a good night for Lorain on senior night. They had Rashad Berry in the house, Ohio State Buckeye and Lorain alum. He played football and hoops for these guys, a track athlete as well for Lorain. So one of Lorain's favorite sons comes home this evening, and he got to take in a good one.
Before we take our last break here, I want to pick out our Life Care Centers of Elyria, Westlake, and Medina game-changing moment. It's brought to you by Life Care Centers of Elyria, Westlake, and Medina, offering short-term rehab, long-term care, and all-age inpatient and outpatient services. Lorain never trailed in this game. They went on a 15-0 run to begin the festivities here tonight. Aaron Whitehead was responsible for nearly half of those 15 points. He scored the first 7 points in this game, and Lorain never looked back. Jared, even though, as we mentioned a few moments ago, it never felt like Lorain was ever able to totally pull away, and every time it looked like Avon was going to claw back in, Lorain would remove any doubt. It was that 15-0 run that really kind of set the tone in this one.
It's kind of funny. We were exchanging text messages with Tim Gebhardt, and he asked you, hey, are you looking forward to the big fight on Saturday? And you said fight or flight, because I'm headed out of town. But he was talking about the heavyweight title fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And I'll tell you what, if that happens, if you get the facsimile of a 15-0 run to start the game, that's a first-round knockout. And give Avon credit because they did scoop themselves off the canvas and come back and rally several times.
They definitely did, but at 15-0 at the beginning of this game, that was really one heck of a punch. As you mentioned, Avon got themselves up off the canvas, but even when you get off the canvas, you're a little bit wobbly when you come up off that canvas. So that's our Life Care Centers of Elyria, Westlake, and Medina game-changing moment brought to you by Life Care Centers of Elyria, Westlake, and Medina, offering short-term rehab, long-term care, and all-age inpatient and outpatient services. Let's step aside and take our final break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the final stats in this one. We'll do the final numbers here and see how much money the Chronicle-Telegram is going to donate to the Lorain County Boys Basketball Coaches Association for the Troy DeFranco Scholarship Fund and more. Again, your final 84-62. Lorain a winner over Avon on our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup on AM 930 WEOL 100.3 FM and Jared online
at WEOL.com.
Every year, the Salvation Army serves nearly 30 million people in need. That's one person every second. So by the time you've finished watching this, 30 more lives will have been changed for good. All thanks to your donations.
Thank you.
Rounding third, heading home, final segment of our Eco Tree Services post-game show brought to you by Eco Tree Services. With roots dating back to 1964, Eco Tree is owned by second-generation family arborists. Make them your complete tree care company. You can learn more online at ecotreeservices.com. Lorain 84, Avon 62. That's the final score in this one here tonight. Andy Bolbarch, Jared Kozar with you. Steve Bailey back in studio control. We were on the radio tonight and also on Lorain Schools TV 20 as well. Thanks to our good friend Joe Bach. That's B-O-C-K. Big thanks to Joe for having us on and simulcasting here tonight. 1.7 million views on that YouTube page. Pretty impressive. All right, Jared, we'll take a look now at our final stats brought to you by Achieve County Credit Union, formerly known as School Employees Lorain County Credit Union. If you live, work, worship, or go to school in Lorain County, you can be part of Achieve County Credit Union. We'll take a look at some individual numbers. Nico Pappas led the way for Avon. He had 20 points. Also, Cole Warren at double figures. He had 17 in this one. Taking a look at Lorain, the scoring was pretty balanced. Aaron Whitehead, we mentioned, he triggered that 15-0 run for Lorain. He was responsible for the first 7 points in this game. He finished with 17. 18 points for Deontay Benajan, 17 for Seth Wilson, and a baker's dozen for Devontae Jackson. Those are the individual numbers. Jared, what stands out to you on the team stat sheet?
Well, before we wrap it up and go to the numbers, I'm going to put you on the spot, Bull. I think we need to make a promise to our good buddy Joe Bach that when he cracks 2 million views, he bets leadoff on Bullseye in the afternoon as a guest. You get him on there,
yeah.
And he talks about just how he got to 2 million. And that'd be a good thing. It'd be a good thing for the listeners and everywhere. Yeah, see? Joe likes that one, and we like it too. So when he gets to 2 million, you'll be the first person to reach out to him and say, we want to talk about how it happened. How it happened here tonight in terms of a big Lorain victory over Avon. For Avon in the ball game, they were 24 of 55 from the field, 44%, not bad. 4 of 6 from the line, and 22 rebounds to go along with 16 turnovers, 7 in the first half, 9 in the second half. So the Lorain defense pretty unrelenting all evening long. For the Titans, who upped that mark, they're at 13 wins on the season. They were 31 of 54 from the field, 57%. That's pretty scorching. 13 of 23 from the line, 57% as well. Maybe that's not as good, but they can work on that. They've got a couple of days. 24 rebounds to go along with 12 turnovers, and they cleaned that up tremendously in the second half with just 3 miscues.
Well, now it's time for us to take a look at the final tally of 3 balls made in this ball game. All season long, the Chronicle Telegram is supporting the Troy DeFranco Scholarship Fund by donating $3 for every 3-pointer made in the game. Tonight, by my tally, there were 9 3 balls for Avon and 9 3 balls for the Lorain Titans, 18 trifectas altogether, and that means $54 will be donated to the Lorain County Boys Basketball Coaches Association for the Troy DeFranco Scholarship Fund. All year long, we're keeping a tally of this at WEOL.com, and now there's just 1 game to go. So that number just continues to go up. So again, $54 donated by the Chronicle Telegram tonight to the Lorain County Boys Basketball Coaches Association for the Troy DeFranco Scholarship Fund. Again, the stats brought to you by Achieve County Credit Union, formerly known as School Employees Lorain County Credit Union. If you live, work, worship, or go to school in Lorain County, you can be part of Achieve County Credit Union. Well, that about wraps it up here tonight. Again, your final score, 84-62. Lorain a winner over Avon. The Titans now 13-8 altogether. Avon falls to 7-13 on the season. We want to remind you that on Thursday we have 2 girls tournament basketball games coming your way on the radio. Rob Polinsky has the call as Avon hosts Amherst in the second round of that Division I Elyria Catholic District Tournament. Tip time scheduled for 7 o'clock at WEOL.com stream 2. It'll be Z Zoltai on the call in the Division II Elyria District bracket. It's Firelands playing host to East Tech. And then on Friday night, the final regular season boys broadcast of the year, we've got Matt Douglas giving you the play-by-play with the Lorain County League title on the line. Columbia can win it outright, and Keystone is hoping for a share of it. It's Keystone and Columbia, and again, we've got it for you on Friday night here on WEOL. Jared, any final thoughts from you before we sign off?
Well, it was a pleasure to be here tonight at Lorain, and we've had a good couple of weeks, really, with the folks here at Lorain High School, Joe Bach included, and all the folks over at TV20 that do such a great job. I mean, we were here last week, we were here Monday, and again tonight, so it's kind of been the home away from home. So thanks for the hospitality over the past week, Titan fans, and just want to pass along some final scores here before we sign off. It was Columbia, a winner over Cuyahoga Heights earlier this evening, 47-34. Clearview knocks off Vermilion, 69-54. Medina, a loser to Lakewood, 55-54. That one's might shock a few people. And again, we hope to have a final at some point very soon on Oberlin-Sandusky. Maybe not before we go off the air, but seems that was a good one. A 3-point game at the end of 3 as Sandusky led Oberlin 59-56.
Great stuff, partner. Well, a pleasure as always, my friend. Look forward to working with you again soon. We would like to say thanks to all of you for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. However you decided to dial in and wherever you dialed in from, we'd like to say thanks to you for making us a part of your Tuesday evening. Huge thanks to everybody here at Lorain High School, Brian Corey and company, Joe Bach with TV20 and the entire gang for simulcasting us here tonight. Big thanks to my tag team partner, Jared Kozar, for all of his work. And a huge thanks goes back to Studio Control. Steve Bailey back there doing a great job getting us on and keeping us on, making sure that you could catch every last bit of this one. One final time, your final score, Lorain 84, Avon 62. For the entire broadcast team, this is Andy Bulbarch saying thanks again for tuning in to our Center for Orthopedics cage matchup tonight. We'll catch you next time.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV20 WLCS.